Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. So if you didn't know, I got my HDZero goggles. Super excited about these things. Really good experience so far. I had one little issue. I had my antennas installed on the top, and I accidentally bumped this one with my hand, and I heard a snap. And I don't know if you can see it, but this one here is a little on the wiggly side, whereas the one that I didn't hit is rock solid. And the fact that I heard that little snap, and I've noticed in some of my DVR playback that this antenna has significantly lower signal strength, based off the little RSSI bars, I think I may have damaged where this is connected to the PCB. Finding out that these aren't like a UFL with SMA pigtail. These are actually directly soldered onto the receiver modules. Not the greatest way. I don't think I would have done it that way, but hey, I didn't design these things. But we're gonna get in here and we're gonna take a good look at this and see what, if anything, we damaged in there. But yeah, there's something's going on in there, and also I'm gonna see if there's a way that we can prevent this from happening, other than just not being clumsy. So here we go. We're gonna tear these things down to basically nothing. All right, so first thing, we got the faceplate off. Let's go ahead and start pulling screws out of the bottom of it. I know that there was a video on how to take these apart, just really basically, only down to the display modules. We're gonna have to dig quite a bit farther than that. And I have already seen on Discord that there are a few other people that I think have already had this issue with their goggles. So this is kind of a weak point, and gonna need to be careful with these things. So we got those off, and now we're just gonna take our handy dandy spudger tool, little prop. I'm gonna run it. Close this up just a hair. There's one. And I believe there's probably another clip on this side, would make sense. Keep it all symmetrical. This side closed back up. There we go. And should be able to separate the two halves now. And very careful. Really gentle with these optics cables here. Actually need to kind of set this on something. There we go. All right, and the side I need to get to is this side here. Let's see, let's pull the fan out. Looks like we got to get this board off of here. Oh, I see how this goes. So we got to pop this guy out. A little clip right here. That's pretty ingenious. There we go. Get that out of there. Now we should be able to just lift this out of here. There we go. Separate the two boards. There we go. And here is the receiver board. Well, it doesn't appear that I've actually damaged anything. It must just be this board wiggles around a little bit more than the other one. I guess ultimately my antenna was probably just faulty. But anyways, that's how you get that module out of there. The other side is going to be the same way. The rest of the goggle is just 2 screws here, and I think 2 on the other side. If you want to get your power board out, 2 screws there, and the other one comes out. just the same way. These goggles are actually assembled very, very simply. Like this is very, very well built. Like just from a design standpoint, where somebody's actually going to end up having to work on these things at some point, this is done really well. Something that I think that they should have done was put a backing nut on this. That way, when you tighten the nut on the outside, it's actually clamping the shell rather than pulling this into the shell. I'm probably going to stick an SMA nut on there. Yeah, I think it probably should have one on there. Let me go grab one. I wouldn't look into too many reasons why I have a bunch of these sitting around, but we're gonna put that guy on there, and we're gonna use that as a backing ring, basically, so that the goggle has something to cinch down against. That hole's pretty big. The nut is really not making a ton of contact. It is making some, so there is something for it to clamp down against. Maybe put a washer on there is probably a good idea too. Let's go ahead and put that split ring and the washer on there. See how that looks. That's much better. I don't know if that's going to be too much stack up, but we'll see. Install that board. And those two just press together. Now you can see got that little bit of support behind there. So now, no matter how hard I hit this, I'm not actually transferring any of that energy into the connector on the board. I'm going to be putting it into the shell where it should have been. And snap this guy back in place. And there we go. I'm not so worried about the side ones because I'm not going to be running any antennas like this. So I'm not too worried about damaging this by hitting it. But here, this is the way this should have been, in my opinion. If anybody from HDZero is watching this and you can give me a good reason why it shouldn't be that way, please let me know. But I'm going to end up doing it to this side too, because this is, again, just as unsupported as that side is. Got our fan back in. Pop this guy out. Separate the two boards here. Oh no, it looks like they're attached together on this side. Some screws. So I'm assuming we can just lift this one out without any trouble. There we go. Yeah, this one's screwed together. The other one's just kind of a press fit. Again, remove after washing. I would probably leave that on there. Otherwise, this thing will be really loud when it beeps. So I'm gonna go ahead and get another stack up for that. Run this nut all the way down. lock washer or split washer, and the tooth washer. There we go. Probably what I should have done was disconnected those optics cables just to make sure I don't damage anything, but oh well. There we go. Nice and tight. Our fan hook back up. And we'll put our screws back in. Give a little bit of a shine since faceplate's not on there. Pretty easy now. Snap this back into place. That is a much more solid feeling connection right there. One last piece. Good to go. All right, folks, real simple modification of these goggles. These goggles are so easy to work on. And I feel like if you ever need to have repairs done, you're going to be able to do them yourself. If they just send you the parts, it's going to be really easy to fix these things. Like, I think I could probably get these goggles apart in under 30 minutes all the way. I know I didn't take them all the way apart, but only thing was left was like maybe 4 screws, and these things were going to be just completely apart. These really need that nut on the back side of them supporting the SMA connector, especially since it's not on a pigtail. If you hit these things, you are going to eventually damage them. And right now, any sideward movement on these is being taken up by the board and not the shell. The shell should be the sacrificial. It should be the mechanical piece keeping these things still. So HDZero, if anybody from HDZero is seeing this, let me know if there's a reason I shouldn't have done that. I can't see a reason why, and I really think going forward, future batches of these things, Carl at HDZero, you really should put those in the build of these goggles going forward. I love these things. These are great, but that's going to ruin somebody's day. I thought it ruined mine. Turns out it might just be this antenna's bad. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this, thumbs up, subscribe to Patreon if these things are helping you out, and I'll see you all next time. All right, guys, thanks. Have a nice day. Stay positive. Go fly.